Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great honor for me to be here to give my proposal presentation. My research focuses on improving geovisualizations to motivate consideration of using climate data by agriculture producers. Agriculture is directly and indirectly impacted by the changing climate. In the coming years, the world's agriculture producers will face the challenging task of increasing food production to keep up with growing population and growing consumption, all while taking into consideration the impacts of climate change on production. However, there are communication gaps between the scientists and the public because agriculture producers have a variety of perspectives on climate change. Their beliefs and judgments can be crowded by the religious upbringing, political learning, and their ideologies and self-interests, and information they get from the news media. So scientists are facing the challenges in communicating climate change. Visualize the changing climate can feel the communication gaps between scientists and the public. Climate change is a geographic problem because when visualize the changing climate, it requires a geographic solution to understand global challenge patterns and the impacts at local communities. Climate science researchers developed the concept of visualization, which provides interactive research platforms that use computers to generate images that display the changing climate as well as related mitigation and adaptation possibilities. There is a need for data visualization tools to interpret climate results that can be used by different stakeholders. Though climate tools are increasing, a recent annual Gallup environmental survey from March 2015 indicated that relative to other environmental threats or environmental worries, climate change is far down at the bottom of the list. So there are still barriers preventing producers from engaging and changing their climate adaptation behavior. The first barriers to action is lack of knowledge, known as the knowledge deficit model. A study by Yale University evaluated public knowledge about climate change. They assessed the results by letter grades A, B, C, D, and F, like a high school assignment. The straight scale results illustrate the problem. You can see that the majority of the population lack of the basic knowledge about causes, impacts, solutions, and the science about climate change. A second barrier is the psychological distance. The distance of climate change to explain the reason why the public think climate change is an abstract issue. As the Gallup survey shows, the majority of the population, almost two-thirds, believe that it is a future threat. That do not believe climate change will actually pose a serious threat in their lifetime, compared to that 40% do. So we can say that portion of the public accept the fact that climate change is happening. They do not really think it is threatening them now or even in their present lifetime, which reduces the immediacy of the threat in terms of motivations to deal with the issue. Some of the stakeholders are cognitive misers with limited climate information for decision making, characterized by relying on mental shortcuts. Most people lack of motivation and an ability to systematically and deliberately process large amounts of information about a complex issue or topic. Instead, they employ a large of heuristic mental shortcuts to make decisions about complex issues. There is a growing body of literature on agriculture producers' perception of climate change. As the survey results from Reducers 2013 indicated that producers do not believe that climate change will impact their crop population. Heaps categorized the focus group participants into which the 6 Americas categorized they would classify themselves with regard to climate. The majority responded cautious. It means that Kansas producers are aware that climate is changing. However, more climate literacy education is needed to inform them. So producers can be alarmed to take action, as Luzin-Rossi 2011 indicated that people who have the highest belief in global warming are the most concerned and the most motivated. To improve agriculture producers' engagement, the scientific community's attempts to provide agricultural producers with more climate information. Contemporary climate data use research pointed out that agriculture producers' data needs. The sources should be unbiased, trustworthy, and non-political. They want deliberate formats that are personal and local relevance in a way they can comprehend. They want accurate agroclimatic information. They want the data easy to get. However, climate visualization tools are difficult to develop because of the heterogeneous of climate data, the heterogeneous agriculture producers, and the salience, credibility, and legitimacy. Science communication using visual elements can convey ambiguous information that words cannot. Visualization tools such as Digital Globe provide one way to bring together multi-scale spatial temporal data sets. With the increasing technology, agriculture producers use visual products to manage their farm operation. Bridging the communication gap needs more effort. Knowing producers' climate information needs, develop climate visualization and communication expertise. Exploiting the chances arising from sophisticated visualization and communication approaches, and smoothly supporting and integrating the alternative visualization and communication techniques into the user's ongoing research process. However, how can visualize climate information to communicate climate change to agriculture producers so that they will be motivated to consider climate adaptation strategies that fill the communication gap? I proposed 3 objectives to answer the research question. This project will provide a novel approach for interdisciplinary research efforts to investigate the understudied topic of social climate literacy, communication, and climate spatial visualization science. 3 major themes based on Trimble 1999 visual learning dimension. This figure shows the conceptual framework guiding my study and illustrates the goals of effectively communicating climate information. This study is to enhance the agriculture producer's ability to think critically about the developed effective strategy and tactics regarding climate information. The majority of the producers who have lower levels of involvement in climate issues are likely to base their beliefs about climate change on their perceptions of scientists' views. The first objective is designed to understand and improve local climate data sets and visualize methods for how data are cartography designed. It aims at producers' information requires and display formats preferences. It will identify climate data sources, formats, types, and accesses. Understanding that information will help us improve engaging with delivering information, including the kinds of maps and graphs that are the most effective to convey climate information that is local, visual, and connected to producers' operation management. The second objective will use the results from Objective 1 to conduct a web-based geospatial climate decision support system. The function of this application aims to utilize a variety of different cartographic techniques that have been tested from the research above to explore the degree of producers' engagement and motivation. The final objective is designed to evaluate the climate data information methods and a geospatial climate decision support system. All these objectives fit into the Trimble's 1999 visual learning dimension: knowledge, application, evaluation. This study chose Kansas as the study area. Kansas is known as the granary of one of the granary states of the United States. Its agriculture exports ranks number 6 in the nation. Because Kansas has the significant gradients in temperature and precipitation, it is a typical state to study. And because of the varied agriculture, it's deal with different agriculture producers, and it's interesting to look the study area. And climate change impacts already happens in Kansas.